don't ever use. Listen, it's essential that you understand that this word, this phrase is quick to your reach, your vocabulary. Here's why. Nobody's perfect. Nobody. You know what that means? You're going to offend someone. You're going to do something. You're going to say something. You're going to post something that's going to hurt someone else. And we get that. But the funny thing about this is we all know that. Like nobody here would go, yeah, I'm perfect. But for some reason, we struggle to take responsibility for our imperfections. And so you need the phrase, I am sorry, because it helps you take responsibility. And anytime you take responsibility in a relationship, that relationship is heading in a better direction. Now, the problem is for most of us, when we do something wrong, America has taught us to blame shift, to stonewall, we gaslight. And what we ultimately do is say, it's not my responsibility, and that in that moment damages our relationships. I am sorry has the power to mend bridges. It has the power to bring down offenses. It has the power to lower anger. It has the power to lower bitterness. It's like magic in a relationship. But in order for it to be effective, it's going to have to consist of two things. So 2 litmus tests that I am sorry has to pass. Number 1, the sorriness or the apology must be specific. There is nothing worse than an ambiguous apology. And I want to tell you why. An ambiguous apology gives you an ambiguous sense of forgiveness. And an ambiguous sense of forgiveness allows a little bit of offense to remain. And a little bit of offense is like letting a poison remain in your food. It's ultimately like something that would just kill you slower and slower. Okay, so it's the antithesis of what the Bible points to when it says an apology or forgiveness. I don't know if you've ever noticed this before. When you read through the Gospels, anytime the Bible talks about a type or a shadow of forgiveness, it refers to it in accounting terms. Now, in accounting, you don't have ambiguous numbers. You have exact numbers. I mean, nobody here is going to go to their accountant here in tax season and say, well, just ballpark my taxes. Nobody's ever gone to the teller and the bank at Truist and said, just tell me about how much money I have in my account. No. We want to know the exact amount of money in our checking account down to the penny, unless we're multimillionaires. Well, that's the way forgiveness works scripturally. You have to be specific in offering an apology because in accounting, you have a specific formula with exact numbers to get the right result. So in relationships, for an apology to work, there has to be a specific understanding that you know what you did, and there has to be you taking responsibility for how it made the other feel, and that produces a right result, which is a restored relationship. Listen to me, you got to get this right. When we give ambiguous apologies, we receive ambiguous forgiveness, and ambiguous forgiveness allows a little bit of unforgiveness to remain, and that ultimately eats away at the relationship. So I am sorry has to be specific, but here's the next litmus test. It doesn't have to just be specific. It has to be sincere.